feet hurting, world full of busy bees working. I ain't never met a free person. I don't get along with these earthlings. I'm trying to seek purpose, fight for something I believe's worth it. Feel the curse, I'ma reverse it. I don't dream cause I sleep nervous. No, yet I keep flirting. Face death like a Steve Irwin. Hold heat, I'ma drink thermos. Tell the bartender keep serving. I'm trying to be perfect, using dirty shit to clean dirt with. Only happy when the weed burning. Traded oxygen to breathe herb in. Smoke till I see curtains. Lungs fail and they cease working. Air is something that I need urgent. Suffocating, trying to squeeze words in. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mapless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
I let the record show. I let the tech explode. Put on the weapon show. Pull up the Texaco. Knuckles in Mexico. Call up the technical. They know the text will blow. Shot that I'm Plexico. Turn you to vegetable. Body electrical. Acid and alkaline. Body so flexible. The shooters feast like a Uber Eats. Got a group of these suited these cooler bees. While letting the Uzi Aruga speak. An American God up in Cuba eats. The powers they seek and powers the weak. They follow and creeps. Powers that be. Inherit the world from cowards and sheep. Bit to the mountaintop towers and peaks. Flowers and sweets and showered our feet. The lightning and thunder that shower the sleep. Shower the D's. This not a verse, this our receipts.
What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mapless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
It's like a track finish. I attract women, they the bad women. They passionate with them. Then I raise seeds to be mad different. If I die now, I'm coming back in them. Cause they dad missing, but they cash dripping. Cause they royalty, so they brag different. Ain't no ass kissing, never had feelings. Seen a white victim and a black witness. Mac ripping on my last mission. Yak sipping, blowing blackism. Gat missing, he was lack slipping. Smack hit him, now we act different. Apparition, the bad vision. The Mac a chip him and crash the system. Uncle Tom, cause you that willing. Fuck the law, I'm going back to living. Astral prisms of black religions. Activisms of conversations. Sacrilegious, the palms of Satan. Black magicians, Babylon are racing. Raise our hands to the God we praising. Hustling, the marathon we racing. Nipsey at the finish line, he waiting.
What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mapless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
Woo! There you have it, y'all. There you have it. There you have it. Woo! That is
Woo!
woo.
Hey.
That's Last Breath off of Black Magic's Holy Ghost 2. All right. Make sure, go and stream it. I don't know. I can't even tell you to buy it no more. Go and stream the thing there, and let it ring. When y'all having those lawless block parties in the hood, yeah, play that. You know what I'm talking about? Play that. All right. So, good morning, first and foremost, brother Blue Pill, Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah, we changed the conversation, y'all. The lexicon has changed. It's Grand Rising. To get the best out of your day, Grand Rising. We don't do morning. We're not morning anything. Right? So, Grand Rising to the Star family, the Star Nation. Grand Rising to the mystical Magi, Ross Ben. Grand Rising to this beautiful audience that we have awoken with. All right. I greet all of you in peace. Namaste, Hotep, Islam, Shalom. What's happening and everything. I hope that everybody is in good health.
Right.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and all of the leads. Bruce Lee, all of the leads that there is. I greet y'all, and I'm willing that everybody is in great shape. And if not, plug yourself in, sit back, get some sea moss tea, and we will make sure that you are in great shape by the end of this show.
Yeah.
You dig?
Facts. We're commandeer to Nebuchadnezzar. You know what I'm saying? So sit back and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the ride. We are definitely in for a treat this early rising, with the Magi himself, our brother Ras Ben. There's so much to discuss. There's so much to talk about. And, it couldn't wait any longer.
That's a super fact.
So we here, family. We had to tap in. I had a super long night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited to be refreshed. I got back from the other realm not too long ago. So yeah.
Well, I
definitely look forward to this, y'all.
That's the best time to share these jewels with the world is when you just returned from one of those mystical journeys. Now, for the family who may not have been aware of the powerful day that was the 4th of July, I just want to say, fret not, worry not, whatever you were doing, you were supposed to be doing that, right? So for everybody that was tapping in, matter of fact, I got to do roll call before I even begin. How rude of me. Let's start this out because we have the Star Nation in the building. The mystical Magi is here. He travels all around the globe. So I need to open it up with a roll call because we need the world to know that the world is here. So let's get it popping. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, roll call, y'all. Let's see who's in the building. South Carolina is always in the building. Hold on. Stone Mountain is in the building. How about that? How about that's our mountain now?
Lit.
Just like that. You lit.
You've been freed up.
You've been freed up. Stone Love. It's no longer Stone Mountain.
Lit.
You lit. It's Stone Love. That's our mountain now. Miami in the building. Brooklyn in the building.
Right.
District of Columbia. St. Louis. Miami. 707. Chi-Town. Yes. Florida. East LA. Kenya is in the building. Detroit is in the building. Cincinnati, Michigan, Melbourne. Yeah. Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale, Kansas City, Nashville, DMV, Tallahassee, South Bronx, San Diego, Phoenix, Newark, Tampa, CA, Smyrna Beach, Florida, right? Mystical Philly, Shaker Mexham, Acne, man from Acne. Look, God damn it, you global when Acne is in the building. Scene, Massachusetts. I didn't know you was in Massachusetts, T Killer. Duval, we got little Duval in this bitch. Sandy Springs, Chesapeake, Jersey, Henrico, Virginia. Shreveport, hey, baby. Blue, baby is in here.
Hey, baby.
Baby. We got the babies in here. Texas.
Hey.
Hey, baby. Jacksonville, Florida.
Baby.
Baby. You know, Leeds is in the building. I can't wait to get back to Leeds in the United Kingdom. We had a
I'm from Leeds. Yeah.
man from Leeds. Leeds is beautiful. Houston,
I'm from
Oakland.
Leeds.
Yes, so it's official. The world is here. The world is here. Baton Rouge. Love and light to the Baton Rouge family. Yeah, somebody say Yeezy for Preezy. Y'all only want Yeezy for Preezy.
Easy for Preezy.
Because y'all want Kim Kardashian to be on the lawn. Y'all want to see more of Kim. That's what it is. Mile High City, Denver. All right, mine from Jamaica.
Okay,
I was
YouTube. We got Virgin Islands checking in. We got Belgium checking in. San Diego checking in. More Virgin Islands. We got Newburgh, New York. Stand up.
Ooh.
Flatbush in the building. You done. Bleh. Yeah. I'm sure some more people tapping in with their location. Okay, the UK is in the building always. Pelham Bay, the BX, stand up.
Ooh, Pelham. Woo back,
Feel
baby.
me?
Yeah.
Call it via Philly. Hey, baby.
Yes. Somebody said that moonlit hit
Cincinnati.
Seven, yeah, them 7 hills.
We're gonna talk about it.
So now that everybody is here, we made sure that Jamaica was here. We made sure that the Natty was here. So we made sure Mystical Philly is here. So everybody is in divine attendance.
It's represented
They represented. We have all of the
in alignment.
We got all of the alignments. We got all of the
Same way that we had the same way we had the parade of planets, and everything was lined up on this one side of the sun. You dig what I'm saying?
Facts.
We got a parade of star nations or stardust or constellations in the building. Feel me?
We definitely do. And none of this
crazy last night.
Huh?
We'll talk about it.
Ah, man.
Jupiter was looking crazy. Son.
No. Not just let's not leave out Jupiter. We have to add the soldiers, right? I call them the Corona Rising soldiers. People was complaining about the fireworkers. People were complaining about the fireworkers. But last night, I saw during the display of fireworks that these people who've been lighting up the sky since like March, this nigga started early. They was lighting the sky up since March. I saw a light work display aligned with the moon, aligned with the shit was mystical. And I was like, yo, the whole time these fireworks were a celebration. This is a jubilee year. These fireworks were the mystical celebration. I'm looking at, they got stars in the sky lighting up. The fireworks were stars. Yo, it looked crazy.
Did you tape it?
I taped a little bit of it, but you know.
Did you tape it?
I did tape. I was in slow mo. Yeah, I was looking lit.
We touched that last week, Thursday, on Brother Rich show. Shout out to Brother Rich.
Yeah.
For the Black is King program.
That was lit.
It definitely prepared everybody for this Saturday. Shout out to the Nation of Islam. Shout out to Farrakhan. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Brother Hafiz. And Dr. Africa and Kalindi and all the other martyrs who we lost in this pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Those were the stars. Those were the constellations. And we have been, because we have not had an opportunity to properly memorialize our dead, you know, we have been memorializing them, right? By way of celebration, by way of raising the roof. You feel me? And making sure that those nodes, like they are thoroughly represented and lit. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to Pop
right.
Smoke, because
Woo.
that young man, Ashar, you know what I'm saying? Resonator. Woo, woo, that baby.
Woo back, baby.
You know, that
this weekend,
yeah,
with the release
that brother's cadence, his energy and his cadence, you know, has been carried the people. They was very festive and celebrative. You know, I seen New York. You feel me? I don't know about where everyone else was at, but I'm sure that we're gonna get the account, you know, of people. Okay, and he's Cancerian, right? It's Cancerian. So
cancer. Wow.
that Cancer energy.
Shout out to
just
Paul.
this Cancer, July.
This is my guy right here, Paul Dio. All right. Paul Dio is the brother who did the mural of us in Harlem. Woo back, Paul. Yeah, woo back. We go, yeah. My guy. And yes, Pop Smoke, a Cancer with a Scorpion moon. Right? Pop Smoke, a Scorpion and a Cancer of the moon. Somebody said that the album was whack. Are you a lady?
The album was whack. The 44 resonator.
No. That album was for ladies. That album was not for to convince you to go kill somebody. That album was not to let you blow off some steam. That album was to diversify his catalog and to solidify him as a quote unquote, you know, as an artist. Keep in mind the album wasn't completely finished. They had to finish it for him. And yeah, 50 Cent's fingerprints is all over it, but that's an album for it. I felt the energy. That's a Cancerian album. It's a very Cancer heavy album, and it's dealing with it's dealing with that feminine energy. He's speaking to you, ladies, you know, because yeah, they you know, sisters need that energy. They need that dominant masculine. You know, he wasn't on there talking about like derogatory. Yeah, he was giving them that energy that woo. He was giving them that woo energy. They say you look. They say you look different, Blue. They say you on Gandhi time. Talk black to them.
I'm going through some very deep spiritual transformations.
That's
I'm
right.
removing the layers. You know, the fungus has me just going on a deep journey within self, and I'm able to refract my light from inside outwardly. You know, thus proving to myself without a shadow of a doubt that we live in a projection. You know what I'm saying? Our outer world is a projection, you know what I'm saying, of our internal reality. And yeah, I'm loving the journey. You know, I'm loving the access to the powers that are inert, that are within myself. And I only, you know, my message is y'all had that power too.
Of course. Yeah, definitely.
You had that power too. Yeah. So I got the greatest Wi-Fi where I'm at. And as my energy has been increasing, I'm seeing that my Wi-Fi has not. It's been challenging. You know, we are battling out magnetic fields. So, you know what I'm saying? My shit, my phone, my tablet been wacky and everything since my energy been all the way up. So it's just something that we're gonna have to live with. But
and the magnetic,
y'all not here to you know, that's, yeah, you're not here to see me or see my face. You know, there's not even. I'm doing lives in the dark as of now. Feel me? Because I don't even want people to focus on the image. You know what I mean? Just listen to the message. You feel me? We put a lot of stock into our physical appearances, and you know that's what keeps the machine alive, the illusion, the glamour.
That's
right. You know what I'm saying? But you should be able.
Just
when
don't stop getting shape ups.
I was having. Nah, I do that for my own personal spirit.
I know.
Right? Yeah. So, you know, we're going to shake up the room. We're going to take us some shrooms. You know what I'm saying? We're going to jump in the Wraith and go zoom. Look,
right.
but at the same time, you feel me? At the same time, yeah, man, this is a mystical, beautiful journey. And I admonish the people, you know, to align yourself so you can tap in when your number comes up, when the time is right. You feel me? That you can really get into it and learn these amazing things about yourself. I have had things that have happened that are very hard to explain to the mundane, to the profane ear. But for those that know, you know what time it is, and we definitely are in those times. And the thing that I explain about the psilocybin is that it dissolves the filters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever filters that you have under your over yourself, over your eyes, it defocalizes all of that, and you're able to deal with reality as it is. And for some of y'all, you know, you have not tapped into reality because reality is very quantum, is very mystical. You feel me?
Facts.
It's not what we have been shown or fed. You know, the shields are down. You know what I'm saying? The layers are down. You know how on Halloween and the day after they say that the spirit realm roams the earth? That's every day now. We in it.
Oh,
Feel me?
sure.
There's so much synchronicity. When you experience serendipity and synchronicity, you know that you are in the wave.
Someone asks, will it
Feel
help
me?
heal the
You know
skin?
that you are in the wave. You outside and within worlds.
Somebody asks, would it help heal the skin?
Will it heal skin? Possibly, but we got herbs for that, right? You could get some salve from Mama Pill at greenleaf-herbs.com. You know, you need iron, you need zinc, right? Zinc heals the skin. Iron is going to renew your cells.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me?
That's right.
So look, man, with no further ado,
That's right.
because you know
It's
this
not
this
about us.
episode and this show is about the mythic. It's not about us. You know what I'm saying? We're just piloting the Nebuchadnezzar. So I'm gonna even after this put my joint on shut my cam down so we can talk to the Magi. With no further ado, family, we present to you Philly's own, right? By way of the Star Nation and the Cosmos, our brother, your brother, Ross Ben.
Yes, I. Love, love,
Boo, boo,
love.
boo. All right. We gotta have the sound effect.
Hey,
The red, the box.
Yes, yes.
yeah, Ray, you're
Red.
supposed to have what's going on with the sound effects, man.
Nah, that's coming. I got the switchboard. I'm gonna have the 21 do 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 with I wait till you hear these sounds. It's gonna be different from Blog Talk. I got some surprises for y'all.
Yes, sir. We
Yeah,
ready.
man.
Yes,
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
Well,
yes, peace to
first
the
and
Magi.
foremost, peace to the Magi. Welcome back.
Give thanks.
Every time.
Honest to be here. Wow. Shout out to everyone worldwide. Yes, I.
They
Give
tapped
thanks.
in. Yeah, they tapped in.
I seen. Right. Roll call was strong, well represented. Yeah, man.
It was global.
It was mystical in a sense because I love roll call. It just shows, you know, without rehearsal, without people even getting a notification, the right people are here at the right time, and the nodes are connecting at the way that they're supposed to. So I'm very honored and grateful for just whoever's here, right? Whoever's here supposed to be here. And you know, we are in a galactical class. Once again, another episode of KTL Radio 2020. If the family is not familiar with the Magi and you've not seen our broadcast before, I think we have about 3 of them for the calendar year of 2020. One in January, one in April, I believe, and this one right here. So it's a bundle at this point. It's a collective. Make it your business. If you want, or if you're on this channel, subscribe to it and go into the archives and watch those videos with a pad and with an open mind, because you're gonna be like, nah, these brothers, they didn't do that episode in January. They did that in April and they just changed the date. But as you'll see it definitely was when we said it was, and this man was speaking straight prophecy. So on that note, you know, we want to carry on tradition.
Let alone they could they could go to his YouTube directly and get his stream from November 2019, right? The year of the great conjunctions. Feel me? That's the game changer right there. Y'all want to experience real-time prophecies, and you want to get the rest of the calendar play, because he laid it all out. You feel me? You definitely want to go to Ross Ben's YouTube and check out his stream, and he just had another one that he just put up.
Yeah.
All right, you want to speak on that?
Yeah. Great Mystery Philadelphia reveals. First, let me just give honors once again to everyone, you know, on this serious rising. You know, this is our time. You know, Kemet, like, you know, them to study the star clock and everything. Them say this time of year when the sun is around that 13th degree of Cancer, at the same time that Sirius is at about the equator in declination. So it's starting to rise in places that, you know, we call the northern hemisphere, that, you know, this time we get like a blast from the heavens, you know, a splash from the heavens, some celestial waters rain down and just bless, be more us up, you know. And that is that what them call that July 4th frequency. And the fact that it lined up with the full moon lunar eclipse, excuse me.
Lunar.
Yeah, man. It's an aligned time for us to be coming together. So I just wanna put out love, honor, respect to everyone, that it amplify and magnify abundance, and good fortune, and grace, honor, and protection in this season. You know, we got to just open up with that frequency. You know, because we know, so that we know what it is in this I word. You know, but about a month ago.
Let me
yes, sir.
Hold on, let me segue something as well, because we also had a parade of planets yesterday, and you know, they call the planets the music of the spheres, right? So if all of these planets were aligned in one line, what sort of music were these planets making? We also witnessed last night the initial alignment of Jupiter and Saturn lined up, which ultimately will culminate on December 21st, 2020, as the Great Conjunction, right? The culmination of a 5,000-year cycle that you speak on. So a lot of beautiful mystical things are taking place. Today is also the beginning of the harmonic convergence that has been revisited after 33 years.
Very significant. Yes. And yo, that is why alignment over everything. Because we had been planning, we had been saying, yo, we gotta build almost a lunar cycle. But how it came today is very, very important, because we have to be on this harmonic convergence. Our participation in this is vital and critical, especially how this thing has come together. I was a young brother in my 20s when the first harmonic convergence jumped off in 1987. And, you know, I kind of heard about it as an afterthought. You know, like I wasn't given the forethought of like the foreknowledge to like be a participant of it. But I heard about it. It was like this thing in Chaco Canyon jumping off that was supposed to change the frequency of the planet, and that it was inspired by this brother Jose Arguelles, you know? And so I got the book,
Right.
which was
Tell us,
called at
right.
that time The Mayan Factor. And I will say, man, I started getting
Yes.
intense downloads that really did kind of set me in the trajectory of being what I would say like galactic in my perspective, you know? And to
Bro,
see
when
where
people
it's come 33 years now. Harmonic Convergence 2020, and how like it really is a convergence because there's so many different traditions, timelines, prophecies, events converging to make these next 10 days some of the most important we may experience, you know? Can I share a video of this thing? And then we build on it?
Yes, you can. Let me just preface it by saying this. People ask me, where did I get my start in terms of my mystical explosion, in terms of the Law of 44. My very first lecture was called Blueprint 322 that I did on November 29th, 2009. This was the first headline lecture that I did. Me, Red, AA, Black Dot, and we brought in Noble and Pooh, right, to give some of the astrologics, you know what I'm saying, for that particular breakdown. But Pooh gave me a book called Time in the Technosphere.
Yes.
And AA introduced me to Kabbalah. And that was my research material at the time to prepare. I was going a different direction. But when I came into contact with his computational mathematics and Time in the Technosphere of Jose Arguelles' computational mathematics, when he was speaking on the Mayan Factor, and my DNA knew that it was Olmekian, right? And I got introduced to the Baktun and all of these, you know, elaborate mathematical, calendrical, you know, equations. Blew my mind, bro. And what did it for me was his law of the cube. When he was talking about 144 and 441, it just spoke to my spirit. And then I'm in the Kabbalah researching 44, and I'm like, oh, this is blood, this is Dam, this is the lamb, this is the sheep, this is Aquarius, this is Aries. I mean, this is everything. And I've never put it down. You know what I'm saying? So it was a very serendipitous alignment, the way that I was even introduced to Jose Arguelles. You feel me? And then 2012, we ended up going to Cozumel to do the Return of the Hero Twins ritual, right in line and in time for those particular prophecies. So sitting at home last night, listening to Farrakhan talk about the red and the blue star Kachina, knowing that that particular Hopi prophecy ties in not only to the Dogon prophecy of West Africa, but also the Central American prophecy, right, of the Hero Twins, as well as our own prophecy, as well as biblical prophecy.
Everything,
right?
Everything is pointing to these next 10 days, brother.
Yeah, it's the convergence, you know. It's the convergence, you know. It's the convergence, and these are some amazing, powerful times. So yes, please continue.
All right, I'm gonna run this.
From July 5th to 14th, a historic experiment is taking place around the world. A global meditation to invite peaceful extraterrestrials to show themselves with thousands of light ships across the sky. During this window in time, a planetary alignment will create an opportunity for us to unite and envision a bright future for our planet. This 10-day event will bring humanity together in this time of unprecedented change to rise up and unify. Indigenous cultures and prophecies have told us of star beings standing with us, ready to help and support our transition to a better future. The Harmonic Convergence 2020 will bring together elders, leaders, artists, and experts to guide us through a transformational journey. The last day will culminate in a global meditation to make contact with our universal family. The impact of this collective experience could usher in a new era of unity, love, and reverence for all life. It is time for us to step up and take action to shape the future of this planet. We are human, and we are not alone.
Yes, I.
Yeah, man.
Yes, that's
Yo,
powerful. Let's talk about it.
yes. Well, hold tight. You know, I'm learning this. All right, here we go.
Yeah, no problem.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. Yo, there's a lot of momentum, like we say, converging to this one event. You've hit the big ones, the some of the finer details. Those that are familiar with the Disclosure Project, Dr. Stephen Greer, right? This brother is really a leading researcher as far as like the star nations, and he's you know have been able to gather a collective of scientists and researchers who are in what we would call the different industrial complexes that make up the government, that come forth and disclose what they know about Star Nation involvement with the government, and he actually attempted to kind of coordinate what you might say like disclosure with the Star Nations, the industrial complexes, and humanity. But there was resistance with that, so he kind of evolved into like protocols that you can make direct connection with the Star Nation. So now this ain't nothing different than what Prophet Yahweh was doing in Vegas and different regions over decades. How the man could go out there, say his prayer with full intent of heart, and the Opham would come and greet him,
Yes.
So this man, more or less, Stephen Greer, developed a similar protocol, and there's a guy named Mark Sims who kind of took it to a what you might say a grander scale, or organizing global meditations using this protocol, and he linked with some ones who, like, their mission is honoring the grandparents of the cultures and the traditions globally. So these ones is connected with Mayan elders. They connected with the one who's considered the grandmother of the Lenape. They just connected with a lot of the grandparents and the keepers of tradition and the shaman and the mystics global, right? So Mark Sims linked with these ones and was like, yo, which is like, we know, this is what I'm saying, like, we have to be a part of this thing, because if you know what time it is, you know what time it is. Mark Sims was like, yo, elders, this is what time it is. The elders was like, you right, it's this time. So there's a diverse range of tradition keepers, mystics, shamans, calendar keepers, global. Give thanks. Yo, on day 7. Wow, they shutting me in. Are they shutting me down? All right. So I'm gonna be on this thing day 7. Billy Carson.
You're good.
Billy Carson is on it also. All right. I'm not sure which day.
Yes.
You gotta look at the calendar. Yeah, so those, there's a lot. There's a lot. I don't even know many of them. I'm going to learn about them, like they're going to learn about me. This experience,
That's right.
But what I have to say is this. This is what I have to say, because we be talking about our melanin and our crystals, and we the children of the Anunnaki, and we Israel, and all that we talk about. If we don't step up and be present and represent what we say we are in this thing, I don't really want to hear too much more. Now is the time. Now is the time. The law of 44 is an integral part of this thing. Why? Because April 4th, 2020,
That's right.
444, there was a collective meditation that spiked the ionosphere.
Yes.
If there has ever been a more like what?
Yes,
manifestations of the power of the 44 right there for the ones to see. There it is, right here, right now, in this critical, pivotal year of great conjunctions, where, of course, in a year of great conjunctions, everything will be coming together and converging, right? So up until this point, they've been hitting us with so many distractions, right? That's why I like, yo, if y'all didn't come to me and say, Ross, what's up with the statues? I ain't even know, because I've been paying attention to this thing.
Facts.
I ain't even know about the statues. Y'all was like, Ross, you got to talk. I had to ground myself back on this earth plane reality, and I got something for you, for sure. But, this is what I was focused on. Because they hitting us with so many distractions, the riots, the statues, the pandemic.
Stay inside the house.
But nah, this is what 2020 is about. And this is why, remember we said when the year started, that we all had an excitement. We had an excitement. And the biggest challenge, the biggest challenge is going to be to hold that momentum. Because there was going to be some bumps in the road, but hold that momentum, hold that excitement, because that's going to bring you to where to the, space and time you want to be in.
To the platinum party.
This is the space and this is the time. We got to make this thing happen, because it's going to change the timeline. It's going to change the timeline. It's going to stop that train. You know how them say, stop that train. I'm leaving. Right? Yeah, man. We got to stop this timeline that they got us going down. That is ultimately going to lead to all these world wars and pandemic, Babylon, microchip control, and all this fuckery that, we see it on the specter. But nah, man, that's not for us. It's not for us. So if we get one other thing, Ross. I'll just say, the cabal is not going to arrest the cabal. Those that are expecting one side of the cabal to shut down the other, you're a fool. Okay? These ones that if we are successful in this event, these are the ones who are going to empower us to collectively shut down the cabal and create the vision and the future, the free energy technology, the abundance times abundance principle, Eden restored, the potentials that we know are on the horizon. That's how pivotal this is. Yes, I.
Yes, I just want to co-sign what it is that you're saying about the 444, and the complacency of the people, you know, to sit on the sidelines, point fingers, but not really do anything. You know what I'm saying? And then when you put the calling out to do something, even as with the allies, people in their skeptical mind are always asking more questions than getting activated. So what we saw after Floyd George in terms of the allies' participation, we already saw that on April 4th, because George Floyd, we collectively got together as a quantum mind and we shifted the planet and flattened the curve, right?
That's right.
When they were saying that COVID was about to spike and have its worst week ever, it actually flatlined after the weekend of April 4th.
That's right.
And we got the receipt documentations because, as I was saying, and we showed the feed from the Schumann resonance, that wasn't something that happened external to the planet. That wasn't a solar flare. You know what I'm saying? That happened from
that was us.
Right? So the people have the power.
Yeah.
That was us. People were able to spike their energy vectors and show an effect on the ionosphere and the magnetic fields because the people made their minds up. It was all mental.
That's right.
So as we go into this harmonic convergence, yes, melanated, carbonated, activated family, you no longer have the privilege to be complacent and just be judgmental, right? And be bumping your gums all the time about who's doing what. And you don't like this person and that person, and you skeptical.
It's not that season. Right? If you're on that frequency, the future you're going to create for yourself, you're going to regret. Now's the time to let all that go. We already said 2020, we got to take responsibility for our place in space-time. It ain't about no one else's ancestors' behavior. It's about our own ancestors' behavior. It ain't about no one else's behavior. It's about our own behavior, period. That's all these conjunctions in Capricorn. If they haven't shattered those paradigms within you, you're going to regret the future you create for yourself.
Indeed. Indeed. So that's where we're at, you know, and that's the message that they need to hear. Because everybody heard it. You know, they tuned out and they listening to other things and other people. But this year is the year of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? This is the year that you have to step outside of victimhood. And, you know, it's cute that the conversations are taking place around atonement. And the Europeans are taking responsibility, right? And everybody got a conspiracy about that. And I'm like, no, that's part of your jubilee. That's part of your divine. That's part of the divine reckoning. Now, when are you going to take responsibility, black man and black woman, right? Because this is a whole nother conversation in the community where the melanated woman is fed up with the, you know, she's at war with the man. She's coming for heads, right? And that deals with responsibility. Well, we're going to say that she wasn't done wrong. We're going to play none the wiser and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, there was abuses.
Yeah.
There was mismanagement.
Yeah.
There was mishandling.
Yes.
You feel me? There was lack of compassion, right? You put her in a fucking closet. Upside down. Right? It's time to dust her off, open the closet, dust the woman off, right? And edify her, put her back in her rightful place in terms of, you know, the throne that she is. She is the throne. It's not a footstool, it's a throne. So you cannot come into your coronation, right? Which is, for my estimation, once we cross that August 20th point and it brings the whole year of the Jubilee, right? You got a whole party, my nigga. Now it's the coronation when Leo is edified in its most celestial station, right? The helioecho rising is going to be August 16th, 15th, and 16th. That's once again Nipsey's born date. What I keep telling people, that was the harbinger. That was the fucking sign. When he transitioned on March 31st of the Leo, it was the return of the king. Now Beyonce coming with the Black is King.
God has risen.
Yeah, God has risen. So God will rise. The Heliac will rise. And God, come on now, bro.
Ascension Protocol. Farrakhan set it off at Nipsey Hussle's funeral. No, look, Farrakhan set it off. He at the coronation, right? At the coronation, they spoke about the change. At the coronation, they spoke about the red star and the blue star Kachina being the change, being the catalyst of change. At the Nipsey Hussle coronation, it was not a funeral, it was a coronation at the Staples Center. When Farrakhan spoke, Criterion is part 2 of that speech. It's not, it's a continuum. You got to go back and listen to the speech that he gave in the Staples Center when he spoke about God has risen and things are going to change now. Things are going to shift. There's going to be a global change. And I'm everything shifted when Nipsey made transition. And it goes back to what you're saying, Ross. Not around, I'm saying it shifted in the people, in the us that you're speaking of, the ones who matter, like the brothers and sisters who will walk by us every other day, like we were invisible, right? Like this was really the Matrix, and we were invisible. They would walk by us, they wouldn't even see us. They were the women in a red dress. Now the sleeping giant has completely awoken. Why? Because they're not walking by you anymore. They're stopping. What are they stopping for? They're stopping for the light. They're not stopping to waste your time. They're not stopping to kill you. They're not stopping to hurt you. They're not stopping to take from you. They want to receive. The student,
they ain't here to rob you.
Nah, that's not that energy. So we witnessed yesterday when the minister spoke again, right? Almost a year later, right? Because this was on April 20th that he spoke, I believe, the day of the funeral. I got it written down. And I promise you,
April 11th.
April,
April 11th.
The words that Farrakhan was saying was so prophetic in the Staples Center. Even when he was talking about the bird, the bird that flies out of Capistrano, right? With the red and the blue and the cinnamon, and it's colored cinnamon with a red top and a blue, right? And it flies all the way to Capistrano and it comes back. And he was speaking about Nipsey representing the red and the blue, having love for both. You understand? And then he spoke of the Hopi prophecy that Blue pointed out, which is also the Dogon prophecy, and it's also the Heru twin prophecy, or the Southern American, the Mayan prophecy about the Hero twins or the Heru twins, right? And he opens up the Criterion.
Talk about it.
With the red and the blue star, and it says time for the change, meaning that and he, along with those who research, know as above so below. The red star and the blue star Kachina have been spotted, right?
Yes.
The red star and the blue star Kachina have been spotted, right? There's been interstellar objects in the and there's all kind of shit taking place in the cosmos.
If you've been paying attention to astronomical news, something that's in weekly rotation, coming up 2 to 3 times a week, is what they call Planet X.
Planet X.
That there is something causing a gravitational disturbance in what they call those exoplanet regions, transpersonal astrological planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, that they can't, it's like they see its gravitational impact, but they can't detect it. And they shook.
Super shook.
They super shook with that,
They created a space force.
Yeah. And another thing too, another alignment, but it's kind of on the Bobby Wrong side, right? and it's connected with this disclosure, where there's a woman named Dr. Carol Rosin that Stephen Greer had her as a part of the Disclosure Project, right? And being on the inside, it was revealed to her that the way the script that the, I guess we would say, military industrial complex was going to roll this thing out, right? Was first it was going to be the Soviets, then it was going to be terrorists, then it was going to be rogue nations, then it was going to be asteroids.
Facts.
And then after asteroids, the final card was going to be the false flag alien invasion, right? So in astronomical news, right, if they're not talking about looking for Planet X, they're talking about these asteroids that are flying by Earth that got them shook, you know? And all these plans of action that they're going to use to either deflect the asteroid. Yo, straight up, I saw a news article about 2 strongs ago that said preparing, quarantining for the pandemic puts us in a good position if we experience an asteroid strike. So they running this asteroid thing in the news now, which says, you know, right, the same way we're doing this convergence and attempting to connect with the OFAM, we do got to factor in that, or Star Nation, you know, many names, Nomo, Anawi, whatever you want to name them, right?
That might be listening and have.
So there will be, we do got to factor the equation, what they would call the Independence Day equation, or the Battleground LA equation. This fear factor, Space Force, resistance, as well as spin that they're going to put on contact. That's why it's important that we globally participate, because then when they reveal themselves at the appointed time, there'll be enough humans to say, nah, it ain't going down like that. That y'all false flagging and time out. Nah. My brethren Pill, I saw him up on the mound with his copper jonts on in the car position, praying right when they manifest. So nah, you can't play it like this is an invasion. This is family. This is family reunion. You know? So yeah, man. And Farrakhan dropping the seeds.
He said, pull up the wheel.
Getting the red and the blue, whatever gang, whatever side you want. And yo, there's a sister, Shira Star Goddess. She was the first one to put me on to that. I don't know if you are familiar with her, but it was maybe about a month, 2 months ago, I was on her show talking about gang up in the heavens. And I was like, what? I was like, I know about the blue and the red star Kachina. She was like, right, gang. And I was like, like, right, I got you, you know?
That's right.
But look, we're gonna show a picture, and I'll put it up on Instagram. I did yesterday, but I'm gonna make it the forefront picture. You know, we took the Hubble telescope and took a picture of the cosmos on our born day when we turned 44, and it's the red and the blue star Kachina all in it. It's like 4 different spottings of it in that one nebula.
The sister got the images too. You just Shira Star Goddess got them images of them, you know? Yeah, my bad. I'm in the interjet.
She never reached out to us?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, you know, she never because people get caught up in the cosmic aspect, but they'll never speak about the personification on this plane. You know what I'm saying? We can't get that until we gone and part of the stars, but you know, people be real focused on them stars and them skies, but we like, look, you know, as above, so below. You know what I'm saying? The red and the blue pill is activated, and that is the red and the blue star Kachina. I was told, I think it was even by Ali Muhammad. because he was doing the research. He gave it up in private. He was like, yo, when you go out west, activate it. That's the fulfillment of the prophecy, because that's what it said. It said the blue star Katrina will rise in the west. And I moved to LA and got on my job. And I was attempting to break through with CMOS back then in 2012. It wasn't trying to hit me, right? Because David Wolf ain't say it, and none of the gurus said it yet, right? And that's how this particular community moves, because there's a larger conscious community. You know, the West Coast conscious community is mainly European, and it deals with gurus, right? If the gurus say it, they on it, but they can't think for themselves. So, you know, it was before CMOS's time. But shout out to Black and Nobel and Hawk. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kafunya. Shout out to the real wellness warriors we know that was pushing the line day one with the Moss them. You know, now that's the new cocaine. They got CMOS cartels and everything out here.
They in my local produce market now. These Russians hustling the CMOS now.
It's a
everybody got it.
It's a commodity.
It will be traded.
And I also want to add the aspect of the West. The West has been charged up because the Three King ritual took place in the West, right? Remember, right after Farrakhan's speech, right after Nipsey's coronation, there was a Three King ritual that the kings have risen in the West. Nipsey Hussle was a king. He's the king of Crenshaw. You know what I mean? He's bigger than Crenshaw, the king of Los Angeles, the king of Crippen. You know what I'm talking about? He was the first king to go. The second king was Kobe. That's Black Mamba, right? We got to talk more about Kobe, what he represented, what Black Mamba represented, the mystical aspect.
Energy, yeah.
Woo! The mystical aspect of a Kobe Bryant, right?
Again, number 33, that 33 energy.
Right. Then the motherfucking woo, I mean the king of the woos, baby. And I've been said it, but the album solidifies what I'm talking about with Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke is a king. Cancer, the king of Brooklyn, undeniably, the king of Brooklyn drill, woo baby. He got and all of this happened within a year of Nipsey Hussle's ascension, because they all made ascension within a whole, because Nipsey, remember when Nipsey left, that's when Easter was that's when Easter died that year.
Right. He killed April Fools, right?
He killed April Fools.
That's important, because even if we talk about how they sat monuments on ley lines, right? They sat April Fools on top of New Year's, right? My grandfather would always tell me the mystical story of how April 1st came about. And it was like how they say with Juneteenth, how the slaves took 2 or 3 years to find out that they was freed up.
Yeah.
The outer regions of people took several years to find out that they had changed the calendar over, right? To January 1st. So those that were still celebrating the astrological new year, which was April 1st, who they called the pagans, that was out in the forest in the woods, they called them fools. Right? Oh, y'all ain't caught up yet? We ain't doing that no more. We off that. Why? A King George and them says so, or this person says so, that person says so. And they was clowning them. You know what I'm saying? They was nature shaming them. They was tradition shaming them. Yo, y'all bug, like we on this we on this time now. So he was able to remove the stain of that, right? Niggas acting all clownish when April Fools, niggas participating in everything that they don't know about, powering up this fucking machine and this regime, and at the same time talk about how ancestral they are. But you can't identify one tradition that melanated people as a unification celebrate that edifies their ancestors or ties them into anything ancient, right? But they love bumping their gums about how old and ancient they are.
Yeah.
No evidence.
No rituals.
Right? No rituals.
None.
So the fact that he was able to break the hold on that, even this year, no April Fools. Like nobody really participated in that.
Let me add on, Blue. If it's a spiritual war, it's about changing the spirit of things, right? The spirit of Easter. They showed you that in American Gods season finale, season 1, where they killed Easter, right? Where Easter, they showed you with Ishtar how they manipulate Easter and how she was sharing it with Jesus and a bunny rabbit.
Right.
And if a man could come along, I don't know if people's minds could go back that far or if they was even unplugged, if they took the red pill at that point. But if you don't remember 420, the smoking holiday, and Easter landed on the same day, the year that Nipsey made his ascension. I was in Los Angeles that day. That very day I was on the ground in LA. 420 was way more popping. Nobody was rocking with Easter. It was almost like it was a quarantine going on. Like when you think back on it 10 years ago, you'll get this timeline with this year and that year mixed up and think that you were supposed to be inside. But the streets were dead. The churches wasn't popping. They wasn't even talking about Easter on the TV. They were talking about Nipsey Hussle. And then a year later, coronavirus killed Easter. It put it in the box for real, for real. So the spirit is changing. The spirit of July 4th has been changed forever. They marched on Stone Mountain, right? Fully armed.
Look, 1,000 melanated men with weapons look very different, bro. Like he said it, he called on 10,000 and 1,000 showed up.
Damn.
But even that, it looked different. All black. They smashed up, toting them things.
Yeah. Nobody was switching. No code switching.
Yeah.
They were walking upright. When the brother got on the bullhorn, they were in formation like Beyonce asked them to be.
Like
right?
the planets was.
Like those planets were. And Blue, they were in uniformation. The weapons were black. The attire was black. Talk black to me and stop acting like the color don't exist. God damn it. The weapon was black. Blue pill.
I mean,
black,
I don't, no disrespect to the Moors, but when you look to the, because I just want to know, like when we look to the sky, right, at night, are we supposed to say that's Moorish?
Yeah, what is that? Bleach?
Label of that. These guns, are they pale?
Do I have a pale AR? Talk pale to me. I don't want to keep. I don't want. This is an unnecessary malware that's getting in the way of us resonating and lifting up, right? If she said black is king and you want to say whatever is king, go and do that. But stop interrupting the goddamn movie. You're talking during the movie. We're trying to watch the universe and the galaxy show us some shit. They, you know what I mean? Don't accuse them. Y'all sit down, you sent a comment down that was black, shame on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them do what they do and let us do what we do.
That your comment needs status correction, right? You got to send back the paperwork for your comment. It needs to be status corrected, and then you can resend it in its national name, LOK.
Yo, what if they got a Moore back at Facebook, and he started? It's dangerous. It could get dangerous if they got Moors at Google and Facebook. They'll start editing your comments. You'll be like Fear of a Black Planet. It'll be an automatic correct. You know how they do corrections and shit on your iPhone? So this is what I'm saying, y'all. That the 4th of July's energy, the spirit of the 4th of July has been shifted. I'm not just talking, the Stone Mountain thing was part of a movie that took place yesterday. Farrakhan set it off with the white carpet, right? He opened it up. What time is it? It's 12:44, right? Like, stop playing. It's 12:44, right? He said, "I'm playing."
They're playing big games.
We're not playing in the little leagues, y'all. This is a galactical conversation. Let's just sit down and pay attention and stop putting ego and stop putting people's whatever their personal hangups of how they don't want to give. You know what I mean? You anyway. So he sets it off. In a minute he set it off, I'm talking about everybody who would be looking like Jules Santana and Jim Jones on the 4th of July. You know, you niggas was wrapped up in flags all these years. And that's nothing wrong with that. That's the Sirius star system. But you was on your Uncle Sam shit every July 4th up until this day. Now this year, it was almost it was a black sin. It was treasonous. If any of you niggas was on the timeline wrapped in flags, we was gonna get your location and hunt you down. I've never seen the timeline so blackety black than how I saw it yesterday. The family was pledging allegiance to the nation. After the criterion, he set the bar. He told them he named the ops. This is Farrakhan I'm speaking about. He gave you the name of the ops. He told you where they addy was. He gave you the address, right? He spelled it out clearly what it was and what it was not. He gave you some science.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said it go. And then the family, and then from what I saw, because all is mental, all is mind. And now they got social media. So now social media mixed with data is showing you the quote unquote all in real time. It's called Black Twitter and Instagram and all that other stuff. You could take the temperature of the world by going on to these apps. And the family was turned up, right? And then to put the cherry on the top, they saw their army resurrect later on that night. They saw the Black Army march on they marched on Castle Grayskull and then dared them niggas to come outside, and they didn't come outside. Niggas said that they outside. Yeah. They was Christopher Walken on Stone Mountain with them blickies. How about that? Woo back, baby. Woo back to me, baby. So that if that's not the Jubilee, if that's not coronavirus,
again, yeah, let's talk about this, because this particular this recessive lower frequency entity, he operates off of a bluff, right? That's what 2012 has shown you, and they bumping into their bluff because they can't keep their bluffs aligned, right? They operate off of a bluff. We not doing no vaccines. We not doing no quarantines. We not doing none of that. You understand? All of that is over and done with.
Fire,
right? It's done with. You're not injecting none of our babies. We're not volunteering and laying down for your genocidal programs. It's over. It's over when we say it's over, right?
It's a fact.
A critical part of this, like he said, is this harmonic convergence, because the aid and the assistance of the Star Nation is going to be needed to give us the window that's necessary to put the final nail in the coffin, right? Because they're gonna scramble, and that's when you have your opportunity to make these particular strategical moves. You need the cover, right? We're talking asymmetrical strategies here, not out of fear either. Openly, I'm telling y'all what time it is. Okay? So please continue, brother.
Yeah, this is on you, Rob.
Hey, so y'all want to shift to the statue reasoning?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So yeah, man, we're going to come with the MAGI view on these things, because
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't want to cut your
Yeah, go
wisdom.
ahead.
The
No,
answer
read
to
them while I set up my technology.
while you set up the technology. So what Blue's saying, everything that he said. And I'm going to add on to say that what the criterion is, and I'll play the clip for you, right? First of all, let me just play the clip of these brothers marching so you can see what it is, because we're assuming that everybody saw the representation of these brothers yesterday, right? Now, Ross Bet, I want to show you this before we start, when we get into the statue talk, right? And the family be acting like, you know, they always saw everybody in the world is opinionated about what's not being done or what could be done or all of these things. But, you know, people are not factoring the fact that they're making statues for rappers. Like Gunna got a statue in a Brooklyn museum. You know what I'm talking about? 21 Savage got a statue. Your boy Jaden, look at the setup, right? This is what KTL is this is what we will have in the future. This is what we're moving towards for all of our supporters and everybody. This is what we need. Right? So our master teachers can have a statue. Right? So the removal of the statues, yeah, it's time to put us on display. That's where we at with it. But here we go. This is the whole day. So Farrakhan said, stand on your truth. Farrakhan said, yeah, Farrakhan said, stand on your blackness, stand on your truth, stand on your square. Anybody that knows the truth, get on the mountaintop and say it now. You don't apologize. Yeah, woo back to me. Right? Uniformity. All of them are wearing the same color. Uniformity. Nobody is trying to stand out. Uniformity. They are moving as one. Uniformity. They are not moving in ego. Uniformity. They all have on the same uniform. They're covering up their faces, their images. They're covering up their likeness. You don't need to know who I am. You don't need to know no one's face. You just need to know that we got shooters on deck.
Since Birmingham, I ain't seen shit.
Yeah. Let the black man talk.
Counter threat.
Now, there was men twerking at Black Lives Matter rallies. There were women twerking on the police. There were men, you know, showing off their TikTok moves and whatnot.
Fire bun.
Yeah. There was all kind of fussiness, all kind of Roman activity. Now compare, and people were rooting that on. Now, two things. That can't exist when this is around. So these two things can't live in the same place. I want to know by a show of fire emojis, who would rather be at demonstrations where this is taking place?
Threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham. I ain't seen shit. When is July the 4th? And all you scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around, look at what the fuck you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia.
Pop
Look
out.
to the Boogie Boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks. We here. Where the fuck?
Yeah, talk black to me. What is you saying? Would you rather that, or somebody singing some sad ass song that make you look mad suspect? Those days are over, y'all. There's no going back after this. Okay, that shit right there is coming down. How about that? How about you give thanks to the ancestors this morning, because Dick Gregory is working, Dr. Africa is working, Dr. Sabi is working. They all together, and they know how to cook. They know how to make this thing happen.
Oh, that went so good. Yes, that went so good.
This is the #1 trending topic on Twitter. This is trending worldwide on Twitter. #1. So Twitter is the biggest news aggregate. It's the biggest media outlet in the world, right? If you trend #1 on Twitter worldwide, that means that everybody in the world is watching. They shut them down. Or what? That's right.
This ain't the one you want to talk to, bro. We ain't no Black Lives Matter. We ain't none of that bullshit. Go ahead, scoot over. We're Black
None of
Lives
that
Matter.
bullshit. He said, "What are you?" They always want to identify you. What are you? What are you?
What are you in question? Everywhere you go, you invade, steal, rape, rob, and kill us. Then you steal people's culture. Then you have to learn to have an attitude about it. Where's our reparations?
That's right.
Thank you.
Sock it to my pocket.
I like the song. It's not what you did. What's the answer?
Sock it to my pocket. Yeah. I know y'all clutching y'all pearls. But y'all not people. There's people on Twitter upset that rappers are reposting videos like this. There's people on Twitter that's upset that Ice Cube is speaking out. There's people on Twitter that's upset that certain party promoters are showing that they have racial pride, right? But those same Europeans on Twitter that are asking, yo, what's going on and what's this about? Those are the same buyers of 21 Savage's whole catalog about killing black men. Those are the same supporters of NWA when they were speaking about killing other black men. Those are the same supporters of red and blue violence. Those are the same supporters of the people who killed Pop Smoke, right? They cheer that on. They support that. They're in line. They thought that you was down with that. They're like, yo, what's up? I thought we were down with the black genocide together. What is this about? Wait, why are you pointing lights on me?
Yeah, I can't get down with this.
I can't get down with this.
Can't ride this wave.
I can't ride this wave.
They feel left out, and you're gonna really see who they are once they feel left out.
That's right. Are you ready, Brother Ross? Ross Ben.
Hold on. Let me bring him back in.
I got footage on footage.
You see my screen right here? Backstage?
Hold on. Let me exit this screen. Give me 1 second.
Because
yeah, I see your screen.
Yeah, pull my screen in. We good?
Yeah, we gooch. We geechee.
Give thanks. So yeah, I'm gonna just share a little vision on this statue thing. Some food, share some food for thought.
Yes, yes.
On coming from the MAGI perspective with the great mystery, Philadelphia, free your mound and your mind will follow, which basically looks at, what we would call urban necrogeomancy. The science of occupying our indigenous burial mounds with their edifices and the impact that has on our psycho-spiritual reality, And so, Magi angle on this thing would say, yeah, we should break the spell, not the statue. Don't destroy, because the reality is, if we wake the mounds up, which will manifest as a reawakening within us. And, you know, we are seeing that. They're going to remove the, and break the spell. If we break the spell, trust me, they're going to remove the statues themselves. Once the spell is broken on them, they're going to remove them themselves. And I'm even going to raise the question at the end, is this possibly what we're seeing? Yes, I. So, like we say, our ancestors going back antediluvian, pre-flood, back to us Assyrian times. We were mound builders, you know? And it was a spirit technology that allowed us to create a place, one place, where we could tap all three sources of spirit energy that we would say is experiential. Ancestral spirit, earth spirit, like the magnetic fields of the earth, and the heavens, you know, the galactic frequencies coming down from the heavens, you know. And the mounds weren't randomly placed, right? They went along the magnetic flux, magnetic field lines of the earth. And so when you really plot mounds, them form like what we would call a global mound matrix, right? And we just gonna, like I say, it's an antediluvian thing, pre-flood thing. Is talking about mounds is real deep. We're gonna keep it post-diluvian, after the Great Flood, just in the Americas. The Chillambalum said in a span of about 1,500 years, 121,000 mounds were built from coast to coast throughout the Americas, you know? So, bam, fast forward to these times, we got these cats, we would just call them mound gritters. These is the ones that they might not be able to have the spiritual attunement to find where the magnetic ley lines converge on the planet, but they know if they find the mounds, that's where we mark those points, you know. So then we would call these ones mound gritters, you know, and they look for our mounds and occupy them and build their buildings, edifices, cities, everything on top, you know, and you know they can find our mounds, survey, boop, 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 connect the ley lines to the next convergence point, and basically the intention is a well-designed necrogeomantic city. They're getting all the vibes, they're getting all the ashe, and there ain't no ambient energy left for the indigenous or the nature around it. All that energy is going, all the energy that would normally just be ambient and circulating throughout the whole environment is getting sucked up and channeled through their buildings and their temples and edifices, you know? And so that's why you see these patterns on how cities is laid out in relation to one another. You know, these cities are overlaid on top of our indigenous earth grid that allowed us to connect at one time with ancestors, earth, and the heavens, you know, because like we said, they would align the mounds to mark some significant astronomical event like a solstice or equinox, give them some orientation to the heavens. They was on top of the ley line convergence points, more often than not aligned to the magnetic poles of the earth, and we would bury our ancestors there, you know, high frequency places. And so these is where the mound gritters be building they things. And it's often the case, you know, they're not going to build things that big us up. They're going to build things that, you know, tear down our spirit and you know, fuck up our spirit. Disconnect us to disconnect us from the earth environment, you know, make us individuals instead of a collective that can operate in one with the nature that we're indigenous to, you know? And so, like, Harry, you got one. This is my classic example. This was if you ask me, the most fucked up statue I've ever been in the presence of. You know, this is social conscience. It used to be in the Philadelphia Museum of Art, but it's basically two Nephilim, two fallen angels that been, like, if you read the whole story they're laying out here, Ben Franklin freed them from the gates of hell. They came up from the fourth hell, sodomizing and vampirizing humanity, you know? But this is a great example because what my message is when we say decode, don't destroy, right? Break the spell, not the statue. If you decode these things correctly and get a critical mass of awareness about them, they're going to move them themselves. And this is a classic example where this used to have a key position right there in the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and they just took it down. No explanation given, very random. And this was an important piece. And now it's like in a very small street, kind of hidden up in the University of Pennsylvania. I actually haven't gone to its new location yet. So, you know, hold that thought. We're going to talk about that, how that thing goes down, you know? So now I'm going to really cut to the chase. And if you want the details of this, you got to get free your mound and the great mystery, right? But I'm going to tell you, the necrogeomantic power grid they got going is what they would call the Congregation of the Dead, that is led by George Washington, who you could call Commander Necrogeomancer, all right? And this is a nationwide grid of war memorials, many of whom that have tombs of unknown soldiers or mathematically significant number of bodies buried there, or they buried in a geometric pattern, or there's what you call a eternal flame burning there, okay? And George Washington's the key figure of it. He's the central organizing cat, you know? This is an image of his main monument here in Philly. It's called the George Washington. Well, it's a tomb of the unknown soldier that's buried in Washington Square, excuse me. And there's about 2,000 soldiers buried top layer of this. Under them, this was the potter's grave of William's Penn, early Philadelphia. So for about 100 years prior to the Revolutionary War, this is where free people of color and ones they called potters were buried, right? So they occupied this significant burial ground of us with this 2,000 plus soldier with this, George Washington statue. Why is that significant? Because this is one block from where the 6th ley line convergence point of the Northeast, that is Shaxamoxum, that is Philadelphia. That's where all this converges. This 6th ley line convergence point you see right there is marked by this statue, which is one block, almost like a diagonal from right here, okay? And so, and this is all behind Independence Hall. So here is this statue's point in the ley line convergence in Philadelphia, right? This is the Commodore Berry statue. This is an aerial view of it, kind of even showing the six-lot ley line convergence, right? And so I'm showing this because toppling a statue is not going to free the mounds, okay? It's a momentary feel good, but I want everyone to visualize when Bush went into Iraq and once Baghdad was retaken, one of the first things they did was topple Saddam Hussein's statue, and they cheered and applauded and danced and kicked the statue and beat it and all these different things, right? And then we see what happened to their nation afterwards, right? So we playing chess, we're not playing checkers. We can't go for the feel good, emotional, in the moment move that in the long run leaves us regretful. And there is the reality of the pendulum swing where, right, we was popping yesterday, but Trump was popping yesterday. And Trump said straight up, like, yo, y'all like terrorists. We ain't gonna let y'all tear down our shit. You know? So gotta, and he's using it as a part of his election. He's using it as a force to rally his support. So yeah, man, don't be a pawn in they chess moves. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at what statues they're targeting, they're not the ones empowered. It's this Commander Necrogeomancer George Washington with the Congregation of the Dead, and these things is all over, all wherever there's a mound that they ain't got secured, wasn't secured. Yeah, man, they secured this thing, okay, with this George Washington and the Congregation of the Dead. And the thing is, the reality is, the Civil War was a ritual. On certain, the Civil War was many things, but like if you want to say, well, what was the war on the dimension of necrogeomancy? It was a mass ritual that allowed them to occupy many mounds by shedding their blood on mounds and then burying their dead on the mounds. Okay? And you got to remember who won: the Union Army. So, most of the key grid points, they're not even the Confederate statues. And I'm not going to say that the Confederate statues didn't have strength and influence within the Earth grid, but I think it was more regional, particularly in the southern states, as opposed to a global matrix. And it was more directly tied into how the economics of those particular places would play out, and like the patterns of addiction, what we call poverty.
Peace. Hello? Is it just buffering on my side? Ray, you with me? Audio going? All right. Well, I'm sure that he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be right back. Don't worry about it.
This is a moment.
Yeah, take a break, get some water,
Yeah.
get your tea. You know what I mean? We sipping on some Seymour tea this morning.
The God is going in. The God is going in.
God is going in.
Take some notes.
Yeah, he might need a smoke break. And I'm talking about. The God is definitely going in. Hit that Cash App, y'all. I'm gonna get Ross Ben's Cash App. I'm also gonna put his website up there because he is an author. He has multiple books. The information that you just saw about the grids, he has it in his book, Free Your Mound, and Your Mind Will Follow. Okay.
Yes, Mystical Philly.
Mystical Philly. That's his website. All right. Make sure y'all tap in and support our scholars, our master teachers, our geniuses amongst us that have priceless information. You can't put a price on it. You can't even can't evaluate it. It's priceless. You dig?
Absolutely. And salute to y'all. This is a Sunday early rising, and y'all are with us.
That's
Heading
enough.
into this noontime period. You know, salute to y'all on this Sunday, on this Corona Rising Sunday. Woke up to a new day. That video was trending, like you said. It's on my page. It's going hamster turkey.
Hamster
So
turkey.
you know, it's an honor to see people stepping out of their fear. Like you said, Farrakhan gave the commandment. Like, we not finna lay down and just allow y'all to kill us and roll over us with this eugenics, you know what I'm saying, genocide program. It's time to fight for your life. And I said it. A million people gonna take to the streets for George Floyd, and no disrespect to the homie Big Floyd, the 44 resonator. I get it. But what are you willing to do to defend your children and yourself? In the continuity of the species, it's at threat. They are threatening the continuity of the species. Some fucking nerds, y'all. Okay? Along with the medical mafia, some dweebs, right? And you concentrating on the low-hanging fruit, which is the police. But what about the military-industrial complex? What about these medical mafias? What about these mad scientists, these evil geniuses, right? Is somebody that can kill 1 million of us at the snap of a finger more threatening than someone that could kill about, at tops, how many bullets fit in the gun?
100.
No, in like a patrolman's gun.
Oh, a patrol 17 in the clip.
Yeah, you know, you might be able to knock a dozen people down. Feel me? Is that more of a threat? Because I'm trying to get the logics here together. You know, so tell me, which one is more of a threat?
Vaccine is more of a threat.
All right.
Cancer
So
is more of a threat.
Where's BLM with that? Where's Black Lives Matter when it comes to that? Right? But like I said, if your majority of your congregation or what you are pledging to fight for, the primary focus of yours is to fight for a group or constituency of people that are already a part of the medical mafia, because the trans community needs shots and pills, right? They are indebted to medical
service.
fucking, you know, yes, it's called augmented identity. They are the AI that ushers in the fucking the transhumanism. Talk black to me. I mean, is it just me or y'all can't see this?
They're gonna give them a womb.
Hold on, I'm supposed to put my life on the line for somebody who is not pledging to procreate or continue the dynamic of what black family looks like, a Morris family, or whatever you want to call it at this point, right? And I'm supposed to invest the stock of my future in a goddamn vote, right? For fucking Joe Biden. No, I'm voting for Kanye, if anything. That's a major disruptor right there. They just lost the race.
That's a major disruptor.
Kanye will be president because Joe Biden is going to kill himself and Donald Trump will.
I heard Trump ain't running. Yeah, I heard Trump ain't gonna make it to the end.
Yeah, the Simpsons never lie. So they're gonna put Tucker Carlson up there against Kanye?
More than likely.
Tucker and
Mike.
Look, I mean, all bets is off. Once again, they are getting
Tucker and that's a strong ticket.
They are willing to get people once again to participate in the system, but shit, if y'all gonna participate, if they got a reality show star running this shit anyway, why not? Yay! We know that it's gonna be technological breakthroughs. The job's gonna be crazy, right? the access to technology and the rest of that stuff, shit, the Star Nation is gonna come down and rock with Sunlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait till I get my money. That's our joint. We be popping that. We playing that on Andromeda. That's our joint, son.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna get footage the same way that Trump was giving you footage every day. You're gonna be guaranteed some content when Kanye is the president. You're gonna have an inauguration with Travis Scott. Hold on.
So I keep telling y'all this shifts between 44 resonators. It went from Obama to Trump, certified 44 resonator, to his doppelganger, who is Kanye, certified 44 resonator. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, it's these are some interesting.
Yo, if Trump picked Angela Stanton as a running mate, he said if he really want to play ball with black people's mind, and he pays some of the conscious people to start wearing the MAGA hats, and then he get Angela Stanton, be like, yo, I'm gonna drop Mike Pence. I'm getting a black woman. I'm getting Angela Stanton to cook you. Yo, she is a problem. I actually want to do a show with her.
That's a fact.
Let's bring Ross back into the fold.
All right.
Yeah, God. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's the website, right?
You see my screen?
Yes, I do.
All right, yeah. Put the screen up. So where'd I leave off, man? Where they cut me off?
Nah, you was
I was more or less saying that the Union Army, if you want to talk about really the statues that got, if in my opinion, the ones who really got the spirit on lock, the spirit of the land on lock, most of them are Union statues. They're not even the statues that they're hitting, they're low hanging fruit, you know. And Columbia, the Columbia Matrix, that's another name for it, you know, as a total, the Columbia Matrix. And you know where Columbia is just all up through here, you know? And
that's the deity that they powered up from.
Exactly. So the thing is, this is what I suggest. Because if we break the spell, not the statue, if we decode, don't destroy, trust me, they're gonna remove the things themselves, because the things they say are so wild, the rabbit holes that they will take ones down, they're not gonna want to go there. And I'm gonna share two examples, and then we can reason. All right. One example is this one. Since we talking about this George Washington statue at Mark's, his place is Commander Necrogeomancer at the 6th ley line convergence point right here in Philadelphia, Washington Square, right? So this statue of George Washington, it's made by a French man named Houdin. It's replicas of it. This is actually a replica. The original is in the State Capitol House in Virginia. It's also in the State Capitol Complex in South Carolina. It's in a lot of different places. Let's decode the symbolism of this statue, because this is what I'm telling you. If we decode this thing correctly and get a critical mass of awareness around it, that, trust me, they're going to find some way to remove it. Okay, and we'll talk about that. So now, this pose that he's in his right hand, he's got a cane. You see that, right? In his left hand, there's like, what is that? I know my brethren who, we were deciphering this thing at first, he thought it was a Gatling gun. Nah, what is it? It's a bundle of sticks. Also known as a fasces, right? And it's partially cloaked. So he's got his left arm, his feminine arm, is resting on a partially cloaked bundle of sticks. So now when you look up the symbology of a bundle of sticks, most obvious, it's associated with fascism. you know, this Herculean Roman form of government that has androgynous, pederogynous. I'm not going to necessarily say pedophilia, but pederogy. You know, little boys in the gym. You know, like pedophilia is more like you actually building a relationship with the youth.
Yeah.
Where pederasty is more like you taking them through the ranks and being a faggot, using these bundle of sticks is a part of that. And that's because faggot is another name for this type of person. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to read what I would say is the most ancient historical roots of these folk, read Diodorus Siculus's account of the Gauls and their kings and how, you know, even though they had beautiful women, they preferred young boys.
So Fasces and a Fosse is the same thing?
Say what?
Fosse hole.
Fosse and Fosse is the same thing?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. It's like a fact. And so if you want to say, all right, Rospan, you're taking this a little too far. All right, well, let's continue deciphering it. All right. The pose he's in is called contrapposto. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But that's basically Italian for counterpoise, right? And this counterpoise stance in class, and all this can research, man. You know, don't believe me on none of this, okay? Please do your research and you follow up on this. You know, don't believe me, okay? Counterpoise in classical symbolism is code for androgyny or bisexuality. Prior to the use of contrapposta, classical art depictions were strictly choros or chore, you know, male or female. Once contrapposta was introduced, you find both male and female in the same like off-centered gait, right? That in men is supposed to be like, I guess what would translate best into like a metrosexual type style, because the thing was too, it was associated with like dapperness, you know, particularly in the time period that these statues were created. But it was just also code for bisexuality, right? So now, are they saying in these prominent statues of George Washington that he was bisexual? Yeah, because if you know the historical context of this statue, that it was formed. First off, you got to know Thomas Jefferson and George Washington had beef. And this to know the roots of their beef, you could watch the latest video that Blue you had started talking about America's first pandemic, you know, where this yellow fever pandemic of Philly in 1783. It's important. It's the paradigm. It's the key to really knowing the playbook. It's the playbook that they running right now, down to the riots, the pandemic, even the key players of China and the pharmaceutical industry and all. It's all the roots of it have all played out already in Philadelphia in the Philadelphia pandemic of 1793. So check that out, right?
That video is epic.
Oh, give thanks, Star. But you know, Jefferson had beef with Washington. And basically, Jefferson wanted to go to war. Washington wanted to remain neutral. And so, you know, he basically wanted to call him a pussy. He basically wanted to call him a faggot. He basically wanted to, you know, say you soft. So Jefferson is the one who commissioned these statues. And that is what it's saying, that you are, you know, You were a soft faggot. So now, to even compound it, and this is what I'm saying, when we accurately decode these things and give them the proper historical context, my feeling is they're going to remove them themselves. Because, like, let's say, all right, let's just take that as the lens to study what they say about George Washington. We know he cut down the cherry tree and all that farcical stuff, right? Talking about taking over the Moorish Dominion. And we hear that, but like, how was his like day-to-day behavior? We knew he had a wife, Martha, right? But the reality is he married Martha for her money. Martha was the wealthiest widow in Virginia when my man was coming up. Washington came up with Martha, but they ain't really bang. They ain't spend a lot of time together. Who did Washington spend most of his time with? His manservant named Billy Lee. Okay? And Billy Lee was the only enslaved Washington owned that upon his death was freed. All the rest, their ownership was transferred over to Martha. But Billy Lee, he freed immediately. Okay? And this man went everywhere with Washington. He was in all his battles during the Revolutionary War. He was in everywhere he was in the presidency. He was just everywhere this man was. And he was Washington's valet or manservant. And when you look up, well, what were some of the things he did? You know, he brushed Washington's long hair and tied it behind his head. He was his chamberman. Now, you know, like I said, this was the only man, only person out of all Washington had title over. Only one freed upon his death out of 124. He was given a $30 pension a year for the rest of his life, and he was allowed to live his days out on Mount Vernon. I'm going to just let y'all do the math on that. But to me, it's easy mathematics, you know, particularly in light of this statute. So my question to you is this. Would they want this? Let's say some dude is taking his family on a tour of Mount Vernon, and he's like, yeah, you know, Bart, Mount Vernon, da-da-da-da-da, and then Bart pulls up on Twitter or IG like, yo, look at this clip showing that for real, George Washington was gay, and then boop, 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 showing all the facts. Would they want that to be common knowledge? No. So more than likely, if a critical mass of this proper decipherment built, some pretext would be created for these statues to be removed. Okay? Since we're talking about Washington, let's do one more. We're going to do one more, and then we free with the reasoning. This one right here is the Apotheosis of Washington, or Washington becoming a god. That's what apotheosis means, right? Apotheosis means becoming a god. So this is a statue of Washington ascending into heaven as Hercules, okay? You find this depiction of Washington in a couple of places. This statue's replicated in a couple of places throughout the U.S. The most significant, I would think, is in the dome of the Capitol. You know how there's a big painting that in the dome of the Capitol. That is
mimicking Michelangelo. Yes.
That is the pose that Washington is depicted in, you know, him ascending into heaven as a god, right?
Yes.
Well, the thing is, the Greek Hercules is the Babylonian Marduk and the biblical Baal. It's that, you know, child-eating Luciferian satanic energy that many, like, that's just going forward to what I say, and the cabal ain't gonna rest the cabal, you know, and how, you know, it's like coming out that the that the government of the United States seems in some way implicated with this pederasty and pedophilia, you know? This is the roots of it, okay? This is the roots of it. It goes back to worshiping George Washington as Hercules, but, you know, we got this image of Hercules like this heroic Greek god. You think of Eddie, we think, you say Hercules, in our minds, what's been programmed the most? Eddie Murphy, Hercules, 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 and what was that? Nutty Professor, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Hercules, if you correspond him, he is, yeah, man, he's the child eater. He's the blood drinker. He's, you know, he's this beast that we're fighting, right? So if we get a critical mass of awareness around this, come on, man. And that leads me to a question I think we have to meditate on, you know, like, what are we really witnessing? And I asked Red this, you know, because I'll be honest, this thing didn't have my attention. And that's why I want to hear y'all thoughts on it. Someone who it was on your radar, you know. But like I said, if we decode these things properly, they're going to tear it down themselves. Is this what we're witnessing? You know, is this what we're witnessing? Because it seems like out of the 6, I did my RAS search, 60 have come down since July 4th. 32 were because, right, ones was tearing them down. But 30 was directly by Babylon's own hand, like them just saying, yeah, we're going to take this down. We're going to take this down. So, you know, thanks to y'all, Free Your Mound has been hot and popping, man. I'm mailing that thing out on the regular. You understand what I'm saying? The mounds is activated. Ones is decoding these things. Are we getting the critical mass of awareness needed where they're like, you know what? Let's just take them down before they even know what spell we put on them.
Facts.
You know, that's a possibility. You know, that's a possibility. Also, we, you know, a lot with the Floyd thing seems sponsored. You know, I don't know how much of the statue thing is sponsored either. I don't know, but it's worth asking. And my feeling is we're seeing a mix of all dynamics. You know what I mean? 2020 is a both and year, so there might have been, because I know Red, you said that you seen some footage where it touched your spirit. It sparked like, oh, you know, ancestors welled up in the people and freed that mound where, you know, if we study real hard and look at the faces and look who's doing the thing, it might be like that that AutoZone that got smashed that set off the rioting. You know what I mean?
Fact.
So I really don't know. I'll be honest, I ain't been studying. We started what I've been focused on. I'm ready to change the timeline completely. I'm ready to just throw a whole fucking new monkey wrench into their equation, you know?
I feel that you are.
But
I feel that we witnessing, you know, we in the throes of everything.
Yeah, but I definitely felt we did have to reason on this thing. And I would say, just like my message is, chess, not checkers.
Definitely.
I think if you want to free your mound, the best way is first, like, identify it and be present there, okay? Because then it's a mutual activation. It's going to activate you, and you're going to reawaken your ancestors that are in there. Honor your ancestors. We can synchronize on the full moon type joints, you know. When we doing our meditations with the Harmonic Convergence, we should be on the mounds. You know, you should be I'm gonna be at the art museum or some significant mound complex out up here, you know, with my power pieces, you know. Like I say,
Right.
if all your crystals, or whatever you got, if this ain't the time to do it, I don't know when it'll be. And we should be doing them on the mounds, you know. That right there goes a long way. You can, like, right, if you get free your mound, there's examples set in Richmond where they found an indigenous burial ground that was on a mound. They reclaimed it. They built a tekken. They built an obelisk there, erected an obelisk. They meet there regularly and give ashe and libation. So
Fact.
now it's mutual activation, you know. One of them, that's one of the sisters who helped me pull together Free Your Mound. You know, she was my boots on the ground in Richmond.
Fact.
Sister Monica,
Indeed.
Afro City. So, you know, these are the works I say. Decoding, break the spell, man. Once you really start decoding these things and saying what it is, they don't really want people. They want people stupefied so they don't know what they're looking at. Because basically, a lot of these statues are their confessions.
Right.
Because to manipulate the law of free will, they got to tell you what you doing, what they doing.
Fact.
And you got to imply your consent by not speaking out against it. So you pass these statues every day, don't pay attention, you're implying consent.
Right.
So once you can articulate it and the spell is broken, right? They're going to take it down, and they can't fuck with you neither unless you have taken an oath to uphold that secret. And if you haven't taken no oath through mutual consecration, the consequential wrath that'll come upon them by attempting to, you know, fuck with you just because you speak in their truth on their magic, it'll undo their magic quicker. So they're not gonna fuck with you. So don't worry about it. You're not doing nothing wrong decoding the statues. You start toppling this shit down. Yeah, Trump already told you yesterday he's gonna put you on a terrorist list. We probably on it already, but why give them provocation to fuck with you over some low-hanging fruit?
Exactly.
I'm running turtle pace on this thing. You know? I'm not running like a rabbit. I'm running the turtle pace. Slow but steady, but I'm gonna be at that finish line. You know? So this is how we gotta think, you know? Chess, not checkers.
Definitely.
Let me say something real quick about symbolism, and I'm hearing feedback.
I'm a mute. I said my thing, you know. I'm a mute.
When we talk about symbolism, right, and the fact that these particular figures or these symbols or these presidents, for that matter, represent the currency. And we know that when we look at the pandemic, we know that when we look at George Floyd, it all is dealing with the impending global reset for the currency. We know that the currency is not backed by anything but the faith of the people, right? And the labor of the people. We know that the labor situation is in crisis, and we see that the faith of the people are dwindling. So when people wake up to the true nature of these quote unquote dead presidents that are the amplification of the money, of the currency, of the legal tender or what have you, I feel that also is going to lead to the eventual collapse of the currency come fall, because the people are losing the faith in the motifs and the symbols that represent that current as well. And we've never really seen a unilateral pushback on these quote unquote dead presidents. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I see it from a cosmic standpoint, knowing that the global reset is coming and cash is going out of the window. Also see when people lose faith in these particular motifs, they're also lessening the power of the dollar.
Indeed. I feel the same way. I feel the symbology of the toppling, the symbology of what we see being awakened in the minds of the people is the fact that they are toppling the ideas, and they're toppling the concepts, and they're toppling the myth of George Washington, the myth of, like you said, walking by Robert E. Lee and Jeff, and Andrew Jackson. They said they took down to Aleister Crowley. They took down to Andrew Pike.
They took a Columbus down last night.
They took a Columbus down, right? And the way that this whole thing is set up this year, and the impact that your book had on my mind. Look, somebody was asking what this is. This is free your mound, and your mind will follow. This is a book that is written and authored by the brother Ras Ben, who you just heard speaking. Okay, this book right here is a guide. This is a pill, right? This will shift your paradigm, right? You got to read it. I can't read it for you. Somebody says, where do you get it from? I'm gonna put the website up right now. Thank you for asking. We suggest that you go straight to Ras Ben, right? So we could do direct contact, right? And go right there, get the brother's book, also get the 5G book, and also get the book about rocks of all ages. All right, that's a classic,
all-time classic.
Yeah, if you want to learn
any, about this serious information, Nomo, man, I do want you to speak a little bit on that, on Poe and the Dogon, because we just hear people throwing that word out there, but I really don't think that people understand their connection or the importance of what Sirius represents. Europeans, once again, have ran with that, and called it ISIS and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, our people don't really see themselves in cosmic origins. You feel me? They're wrestling with very terrestrial things like identity and, you know what I'm saying? The bag. I don't think enough time is being, and this is why we're not represented in these harmonic convergences and conversations about the Star Nation and bringing family and tapping in. And when we throw up the diamond ships and everything, and people are saying, "Oh, I've seen that and I'm witnessing it," but not enough people is like, "Shit, I called it. I speak to them people. I am them people."
Facts.
I don't see enough Prophet Yahweh's popping up amongst the younger generation. And these people, these millennials and the younger generation, they have been raised by way of media, entertainment, on a lot of this stuff, but I don't see too many. And then they on a lot of different. They on the fungus, they on the pills, they on the this and they on the that. I don't see a lot of breakthroughs though. Not how we used to see. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think enough information is being put in front of them that speaks directly to their connection, where they would get out there on July 4th, where they would get out there on December 31st, January 1st, when they would get out there on the Lions Gate of August 8th, and call upon their ancestors. You feel me? I don't see it.
I
They
knocked
keep
on
the Bureau. That's all these niggas be talking about. Everything is fucking the Bureau, right?
Is who?
The Bureau.
On the Bureau.
Yeah. Every time something cosmic, oh, that's the Bureau.
It's Naberu chalk. Niggas got that Naberu cloth. Look. Yeah, but they not, like you said, we need more breakthroughs. We need a little bit more of where's the promoters who are putting together these collective outings or gatherings or retreats or convergences on these powerful dates, so our people could really tap in and go all the way up, because that's what's going on right now. There are people that are really taking off. There are people that are really tapping in. There are people who are really experiencing. This is the age of experience. This is the age of experience. This is about, forget about watching it through YouTube or hearing about the shit. You know what I mean? This is about direct experience. You can have a user-based experience and experience God. I knocked on August 8th, I knocked on the door and God answered.
Talk about it. We're talking about.
That was the day on August 8th. That's the Lions Gate. I was with Uncle Hank and I tapped into the 5-MeO-DMT, that toad medicine. You know, the same thing that got Mike Tyson looking like Mike Tyson again.
Yeah. Same thing that activated me. I was
The
looking
same
at
thing that
that.
activated you.
I got footage of that.
I got footage of that too. Woo.
Yeah. I gotta bring that footage out.
I gotta do that too. I'm gonna say that you set it off though, Blue. You opened up the door. I think it was you and Kambala, right?
Nah, it was me
You
and
Ty.
with me, Just B and my dude Jehudi.
Yes. Y'all tapped in.
That was in January. I went back. I think it was the day after our born day, November 15th, and I did a 3 hit.
Okay.
Told trip, yeah.
And that's interesting because when I went back,
I went in for 3 rounds that time.
I said that that's interesting because all of my rounds have been 3s, right?
Okay.
The last time I did it, it was a 3-rounder, and at the third, I was on SpaceX. I was on a Dragon, and I did it. I think I did a Third Eye Thursdays. It's in the archives. Go and look it up, y'all. It's the Lionsgate August 8th Third Eye Thursday show. I had a halo. I was lit. Right after that, I went to see Mr. G. He was like, "Yo, fam, you glowing. Like there's a light coming from you." I was like, "Fam, I was on some Dr. Manhattan shit for about an hour ago. Like it was so much energy when I tapped in.
Yeah, so much.
It felt like a nuclear explosion. And then I showed in a lecture a week later that in a place called Archangel, Russia, there was a nuclear explosion on 8/8, the Lions Gate. Go and look it up, y'all. If you think I'm just here, mentally masturbating with you on a Sunday morning, like I got better things to do. There was a nuclear explosion. Let me stop. Let me not even say anything. But yeah, it's real. It's real in the field. I call that initiation. Initiation into the priesthood, initiation into godhood. Because it's one thing to study it, but then it's another thing to study self and find out that you're it. One of the because I got to get out of here in a minute. One of what I was going to share with Ross when he comes back is that the work that he does, the work that we were doing 10 years ago, going to the mounds and breaking and decoding and traveling with spirit, letting the spirit guide us and activating these grids.
Right.
I want to say that, I want to make a effort to kind of raise the bar on that so we could begin to have those gatherings with the same amount of people that we saw in the video with in fact when they marched on Stone Mountain. We can have a uniformed gathering where we're all wearing white,
right,
resonating on the white frequency. I like how you look in white and gold, right?
Yeah, talk about it.
And we go to these ancient grids, right? And we tap into a live and we're seen by hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions. You feel me? And we utilize the harmony, the harmonic frequencies that we create, the convergence that we create, and we make healing. Like, we make magic happen. We become the mystical magi's, all of us. We move as one. We go online, we become quantum. that is something that is, in the near future, right? That is something, even when Stone Mountain, the energy of Stone Mountain is reclaimed because the initiation already has started out. It got, when they go back in the
It got activated. So August 8th, they have the Return of the Gods event right here in Atlanta. Shout out to Kateria. August 15th, 16th, that's the Heliacal Rising. That's going to be another celebration for NIP. We probably might need to go there. August 20th, I still have a date confirmed for Mount Shasta for the return of the retreat. That will be the anniversary, 3-year anniversary for the last time I was there, which is also the anniversary for the total U.S. eclipse, which is also the anniversary for Project 1619, which is also the anniversary, I believe, for Marcus Garvey, right? On or around about them times.
Yeah.
That's Umar's B-Day, so these are these pockets and these are these times that we can't afford to miss ceremonial ritual coming up this year.
Yeah, don't forget that ritual right there in Atlanta with you and AA.
The weekend of July 25th and roughly 2 weekends from now, we are going to be doing a blowout event here in Atlanta. All right. The dark matter timing, okay, with me and AA Rashid, we're gonna go all the way in. So you could go to Eventbrite. You could go on IG. The link is in my bio if you can't get directly to Eventbrite, because people said they had trouble finding it by the title, right?
Yeah.
So you could go to the link in my bio on Instagram. I'm at Blue Pillar 44.
Yes, Blue Pillar 44.
Queen of Fu is doing something in Atlanta as well coming up. I'm gonna be on her show, I believe Wednesday on IG.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, a lot of stuff.
A lot
so
of
Ross
stuff.
back in the building.
Indeed. Let's bring Ross in.
Okay.
Yes. Love.
Yes, I.
They don't want the link. They don't want the connection to get through, They jamming me up critical.
They can't
But
stop.
yeah, man, truth told though, I done shared what I wanted to share, man. I wanted to make sure we were aware of the Harmonic Convergence 2020. I got my message on the Mounds out.
How do they tap into the Harmonic Convergence event?
THC2020.org is the website. The Harmonic Convergence. THC2020.org. And I actually think it's starting in like an hour or two. It's a 10-day event. Each day they got a lineup of speakers that the intention is to get everyone aligned on the same awareness and frequency. That on July 14th, we have the global meditation to call down the Star Nation. And if you're familiar with the Mayan calendar, you know, twice a year in the 260-day soul can counter days, they have what they call those galactic portals. It'll be like 10 galactic portal days straight in a row. That's what they're aligning these 10 days up with. And you see, for us, it aligns up with the time of the Sirius rising. Like we say, it's many different things, many different systems kind of all pointing to this time. But that's what these 10 days are from their point of view, And so, like I say, man, they got a lot of indigenous, man. We have to be a part of this thing, We do. I feel like, well, we know whatever we put our ashe into, it's magnified and magnetized, magnificently.
Can I ask you this on some Magi type of time? Could we
say what?
I said, can I ask you this on Magi time?
Yeah, man.
Could we mystically open up a slot for red and blue pill to make to tap into the convergence before those 10 days are over? There's a way, right? Because when there's a will, there's a way.
You mean for to like speak and be a part of it?
Facts.
Go to their site, and what I'll do is I'll connect you because the organizers did straight up. They reached out to me and asked me to link with y'all community
Here
and
we
make
go.
sure y'all are part of it. They know what it is.
Here we go. Let's say
Y'all were in fact like everyone listening, you were given a personal invitation. It's like I didn't go seeking them out, you know. They came and then they were like, yeah, please help energize, magnetize the conscious community, you know, those who took the red and the blue pill. Please ask them to participate in this thing because they know what it is, you know. So what I'll do is I will just forward you an email. I'm gonna link you by email to the brother who reached out to me. His name is Amka.
I just want to show our audience, and I want to show the galactical family in real time how MAGI mysticism works. So when we pop up, I just want them to see how this thing started. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
You
I.
know, so that it is what it is. But I want to say thank you to everybody for tapping in. You got your instructions, you know, to tap in. Let me pull that up again. This is the website.
Ross, I need to know, are you still selling Black to the Roots? We have to do a whole episode on that. I've been touching on it.
Yeah, and my brethren, I mean, he's a
What's
call.
his name?
I'd love to bring Dr. Shabazz on. Yeah, man.
Dr. Shabazz. We was forgetting his name. So thank you for reminding us, Dr. Shabazz. That information has resurfaced right now. It is of high importance. The research that he's done.
Yes.
So we got to tap into that.
We get them books ready. They're gonna start flying too.
We there. So give thanks, and much love, honor, respect to everyone, and keep the faith because we creating our reality right here, right now.
You're done now.
No matter how whatever mirage Babylon throws up to invoke a fear frequency about times we're experiencing. Don't allow that to not let you tap into your power to here and now and knowing what time it really is. Yes, I.
Yes, I.
Respect and honor.
Peace, love, and light to Phil, to Rhonda, to all
yes,
of the
I. Rhonda the heart is.
Yes.
Sister Kafunya. Yes, I. Much love. Salute. Yes, I.
Rise and power. Baba Kalindi, rise and power.
Yes.
Dr. Africa, rise and power. To Minister Hafiz, rise and power. To all of the Freedom Mutua, talk black to me, rise and power. This is the ring of power. This is the pantheon of power. These are this is who you put on your altar. This is who you thank. This is who you talk to. This is who you're grateful. This is who you give gratitude. Remember the power of gratitude. Let's talk about the metaphysics of gratitude. But we'll get back into that. But they're working.
Yeah, can I say something on that real quick?
Of course.
This traveling man trotted through my region and him told me, he said, yo, he got it from a download and a next source, synchronistic source confirmed it. Kalindi right now, Kalindi IE is holding open the Stargate for us right now.
Yes. I already know, bro.
Talk. They said he got a Stargate open at the port. He's holding the portal open.
I already know. He lit. You know what I'm saying? Because these
I'm just
fungus episode
that came to me.
Next level.
Dropped it on me, and when he hit me with it, it hit me with such profundity, so profoundly.
Right.
I know it's real, so I just wanted to block that sound.
You already. Yes. I'm gonna end this show with some music. All right. I'll be back.
Real quick.
All right, real
I
quick.
want to tell you it was sponsored by goldwater.com, GOLDEWATER. We still got to pay the bills. Also have a new clothing company I'm launching. It's called primalcloth.com, family. Check it out. Y'all been asking me about some of this drip. So that's where it's available at.
Yes.
All right. With that said, yeah, do your thing.
Yes, indeed.
Netterflix.com, of course.
Yes, Netterflix.com. Also one of the sponsors, Netterflix.com. KingsCounty.BigCartel.com. We got some new designs, a new collection. New music on the way. Well, I'm calling it Red Summer. All right. The Jason months. That's coming on the way. A whole bunch of things. So love and light to the family. We will be back on Monday with Melanin Mondays. So tap back in tomorrow for Melanin Mondays. I'm gonna try to do it around 10 p.m. So between the hours of 10 p.m. and midnight, I will be back. All right. I'll throw the flyer out there. So look out for it. Make sure y'all go and get that book from Ross Ben. And Ross Ben, I was sharing before I get out of here that I'm willing that we bring the mystical tours to the pyramids and to the mounds, and then we go out 500 deep, and then we all go online because we got look, hold on. This is how ancient future works. You know what I'm talking about? Ancient future, where you utilize the technology and all of the stuff today, right? The technology of today. This is so we could go live with 3 professional cameras.
Wow.
Right? It's like a studio, right? We could do that while we're on the mounds. Then I have this other, you know what I mean, producer lab. These are all high level technology that will step what we are doing up into TV quality. So when we broadcast the world, well, look, it's 1,000 of us in the morning on a Sunday, witnessing and paying and tapping in real time to this high frequency resonance, right? So imagine how many more we could get when we plan this out. So what is, like you said, the decoding is what you've been doing. When they go and see that video that you just put on your YouTube page, the way that you took the technology and you walked them through Philadelphia, you know, with the what do they call that? The view, the POV, point of view. You know what I mean? That is a way to teach people. It's like being on Google Maps and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna turn it up. We're gonna turn it up. We're going to will that we're gonna return to the mounds as a whole.
Yo, on that note,
Yeah.
right? These same ones, these harmonic convergence folk. I told you one group of them, what they do is work with grandparents of different lineages, right?
Facts.
They already put the momentum in motion to bring the Lenape grandmother here for a Mystic Philly tour.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta we're gonna line it up where you there too. You report live and direct.
Live and direct.
Multiple platforms, something of that monument.
That's right.
That manifests, or when that manifests. Yeah, it has to manifest on multiple platforms. So I'll keep you, you know, my feeling is through this 10-day event, I'm actually going to link her directly. I was told that she is excited to come. She's seen the Great Mystery Philadelphia videos I put up.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to make it happen, you know?
Oh, man, that's going to be monumental. The future is going to be very kind to those who have been doing this work. I'm very excited for what tomorrow offers us. It's just going to be great. Like, I'm bringing you to New England, you know what I mean? And we're going to do a whole New England, a complete New England. I'm talking about Rhode Island, Newport. We're going to tap into Connecticut, Kings Philip's War. We're going to tap into all of these things. We're going to wake up all of these grids with the information and the knowledge, and we're going to do it in a way that it's going to look like a movie. So look, somebody, they keep asking us to come to Philly as well. I got about 4 or 5 of those Philly requests.
We'll make it happen.
If y'all want the pills to come to Philly, put the fire emoji so we could see that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we'll make it happen. I can make it happen.
We can make that happen. You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm
down to one art.
We gotta bring Phillips. Yeah, we gotta bring
or even Black and Nobel. Hawk might have a spot. You know, we'll build with Hawk. We'll make it happen, man.
Yeah, Hawk always got a spot. You know what I'm talking about? We did the Black Church about a year. I think it was a year ago. Yeah, it was a year ago to this time. It was in July. Remember Blue?
Yeah, with Pam Africa. Rest in peace to the elder that just transitioned as well.
Yes. Rest in peace to the elder. I believe his name was Delbert Africa. He rose in power. We did a lecture with Professor Smalls. Mama Pill was in the audience, right? And it was thrown by Black and Nobel. Mr. G got that footage. I'm gonna put that footage on Netflix when I gotta link up with Mr. G. So look at all of the Philly emojis of fire. So look, we're gonna be Philip Filthmore will be in Philadelphia this summer. That is a fact.
We're gonna make that happen.
Yeah,
we're gonna make that happen.
Sure. All right.
Maybe we'll do whether we line it up with the Lenape Princess or now, we could just do like a massive Mystic Philly tour.
Look, we're doing
that would just be get set and raw,
right?
We line up the transportation for us. We roll with buses.
I got access to coaches as well where I'm at in buses, so we could set off a coach from Atlanta. We could send a coach off from the DMV. We could send a coach off from the New York, NYC tri-state area, and we could send a coach off from where I'm at, and we could converge. This is about the convergence, especially in this post-corona world where they're trying to stop us from being amongst each other, because us coming together is almost like it's almost like woo! It's ultramagnetic. It's ultramagnetic.
Ultramagnetic.
You just reminded me. I gotta show y'all this because we got new music on the way.
Yes, sir. Respect, brothers. Much love.
Salute, King.
Every time.
Every time. New music. Follow me on TikTok. Don't at me and don't judge me. Follow me on TikTok. Yeah, TikTok is lit.
It's so magnetic. It was recognized as ultra. They weaponized the culture. They recognized the vultures. Blue pillar. It's so magnetic. KT the art. It was recognized as ultra. Care about it. They weaponized the culture. We went from Eugene Adams, searching for the blacks in China, to searching through these back pages for some black China and some black vagina. We went from the UNIA and the black starliners to some black masons, black shriners, buying crack from the miners. Went from dapper damn black designers to some Gucci turtlenecks, black
short B was moving on up.
Sherman Helmsley. But the shooters is shooting on up. There's nightmares on Elm Street. Computers getting booting on up. I'm dream chasing through the Jason months. As above, so below.
Woo-hoo. Cook, nigga, cook. Yeah, that project is coming very, very soon. All right, look out for that. That Red Summer. All right, Blue. I see you. We're gonna end this with Prince. All right. I need y'all to be lit today. So we're gonna end this on Purple Like Prince. Yeah. When that summer begins, we purple like Prince.
Let's get it.
Yeah, talk black to me.
He's the master of his masters. I can do business with you, right? Master's talking to a master, not a master talking to a slave or sovereign. I'm gonna license you, my materials. You don't own my materials anymore. But I'm gonna take the big chunk over here to the homie. That's why I have no issue with people calling him a master mason. You damn right, he's the master of his catalog. He's the master of his words.
Yeah.
He's the master of his archive. You feel me? He's the master of the
Shout out to Shula the Dawn.
We've seen a demise.
Woo.
I'm on 100%. Blue purple like Prince.
Yeah.
Red and blue, purple, the bends.
The bends.
Change up the circle of friends.
Change them.
The nether circle, the twins.
Circles.
75 ever since.
Circles.
70 wives in the fence.
Bends.
Red and blue, purple like Prince. Prince. 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 We feeling the urge, killing the purge. Buzzers electric, we feeling the surge. Feeling the words, killing the birds with immunity. Pillars of unity.
Son.
Whoop. This is the age of the Ultron.
Whoop.
This is the same stage of the Pope bomb.
This is the stage you can smoke on. Copper pound. Came on the scene, I was copper down. All I was missing was copper crown. Summer 16, I turned copper brown. Look for revenge in the copper town. Captain New Jersey and copper crown. 21 gun salute, chopper sound. My power pieces, the crystal be talking, the clock they be talking. King County clothing, yeah, King of New York, and I'm Christopher Walken, the missiles and barking. Pistols be talking, 20 foot cameras from country, the grammar, the comes in English.
I'm on 100%.
100.
Red and blue, purple like Prince.
Prince.
Red and blue, purple, the bends.
Change up the circle of friends. The nether circle, the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the fence. Red and blue, purple like Prince. 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 Charges in federal. Stalking medical.
Stalkers and revenue. Full of vegetables, all at the festivals. Heart no cholesterol. Sharp on those episodes.
Huh?
I'm on 100%.
Huh?
I like when summer begins.
Huh?
I need my hundreds and tens.
Huh?
I need 100%.
What?
Go independent like Prince.
Prince,
I'm
nigga.
on 100%. I like when summer begins.
Whoop.
I need my hundreds and tens.
And tens.
I need 100%.
100.
I like when summer begins.
Whoa. 100, nigga. Yeah, that part. Peace,
Yeah,
y'all.
You gotta get the sound effects up, man. What the hell is going on?
My sound effects.
Yeah, we need a bomb and all that.
I know. I gotta hook the soundboard up.
You gotta, whoop. Yeah.
Oh
all
no, that's
that.
coming. That's coming. Shout out to everybody though. Yo, yeah. Let's keep cooking. All right, let's keep cooking.
Absolutely, y'all.
And
Yo, the weekend ain't over, family. It's never too late for a breakthrough, man. Harness this energy. Do not let it dissipate. Go all the way up. You dig what I'm saying? We're expecting some miraculous things to take place today because all that energy got beamed off that moon last night. You feel me? So do not let it dissipate. Don't be complete.
Yeah. I'm going to the studio right now. I got an 8-hour session. That's why I'm trying to get up. Yeah.
I'm going to the mountains.
You going to the mountain? I'm going to the stew to tap in. I'm going to be creative. I'm letting y'all know that we are bringing back more Fire Fridays. I wanted to say that before we tapped out. We're going to bring back more Fire Fridays. More Fire Fridays is when we're going to be playing music. They just did something with StreamYard where we could bring 10 people in here, maximum 10. So we're going to be doing a show. We're going to be doing shows with some of our Patreons. We're going to be doing shows with some of our master students, and we're going to be having roundtables, and we're going to open up more Fire Fridays so y'all could come on the show and put your art out there in front of the world. But your music has to have you got to pass, you know, it has to be, it's going to pass this shit is going to be like The Voice. If the chairs don't turn around, you know, your music don't play. You gotta have a filter system.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. I gotta make moves.
Yeah, peace to the family. Love and light.
All right, y'all. Peace.